I remember the first time I was in New York. Brian, you even may remember about when we met with Strategic. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it's funny because they were talking. I remember the first time we talked to them. It was the first time I ever heard this too, as far as diversification. Because when I first met with them, I think I was like, what was that? The first year?
First or second. Yeah.
First or second year in business, and I was young. I was like 20 years old, and I've heard of diversification, but I've never really understood what that meant. And we were talking about syndication because at that point, we were starting to think about putting money into deals and starting to figure out, what we were going to do with the extra capital that we had. And, that really stuck with me, talking about diversification, because what they were telling me was, you don't want to have your money all in, let's just say one area of business. You want to be able to have small amounts in a lot of different places, and that really resonated with me. So, over the past 6 years, one of the things that, I've really used for that, not only as far as syndication and putting money into deals and this, that, the other, it's just been about, how to be able to operate the business with different type of financial products. One of them being, the fact that we don't just offer working capital, we also offer equipment financing as well. And even Brian can attest to this. A lot of the cash advance brokers right now, that's strictly what they do. They do not veer off in any other direction. And, especially with the market is the way it is today, it's extremely important to be able to, kind of cast a wide net on what you can do. Especially with equipment financing and working capital, they merge together perfectly, right? Because either businesses need to buy equipment or they need capital to be able to operate. And that's the two things that Everlasting Capital does, is we have the ability of being able to do that. Now, to bring back diversification in that, God forbid, right now 50-50. Everlasting Capital is 50% capital, 50% equipment. Now, God forbid anything was to ever happen with either side, we still have that other side of the business to fall back on to get us be able to through the patch. But not only that, is as of recently you saw, right now we're in beta testing for the Everlasting equipment, because that's even taking diversification to another level of being able to offer equipment financing, working capital, and being able to offer, not only to be able to sell equipment, but we can actually help, bring buyers to the sellers as well, so they can get a good deal on equipment. So it's all about diversification. You need to be able to diversify. If you don't, something ends up happening, you could go out of business really quickly.